I have a couple of like very, very fond moments of Aaliyah. Oh, actually, more than that. But the first one I'd say was after my part was up and I was leaving, and I was not gonna chill. She was in hair and makeup trailer, and I was not gonna tell I was leaving. And she gave me a hug. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, okay, And so then we did the song. Everybody would be like, yo, this is Aaliyah. I'm like, yes, let's get it.
You're just trying to warm a friend up, but it was a little bit too cozy. We had this connection that was just like insane. Like he would feel my energy. And I mean, I had that dog and I really wanted to just let it go, to be honest with you.
And I just feel the stare coming from wifey over there. Like I just glimpsed it at this and you know what, I'll deal with that later. I mean, come on, girl. And
in my head, I'm like, no, this ain't sitting here on set like he ain't got a damn wife. And when I tell you, I just stood there and I was just looking, and next thing you know, I see him look over at me. And he looked over at me with this look, he always gave me this look like, and I was just like, and he just turned back around. I said, oh, I felt like ripping up the whole set that day.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did DMX and Aaliyah really have something going on? We've all heard about Aaliyah's past with R. Kelly, Jay-Z, and Dame Dash, but DMX's name doesn't usually come up in that conversation. However, according to DMX's ex-wife, Tasha Simmons, Aaliyah was a major presence in their marriage. She claimed that DMX constantly talked about Aaliyah, kept her memory alive, and made it clear that no one could ever take her place in his heart. In fact, Tasha revealed that DMX loved Aaliyah so deeply that after her passing, he even named one of his daughters Aaliyah in her honor.
And this is my own special tribute to Aaliyah. Right? This is Aaliyah. You know, so Aaliyah, rest in peace. You know, but know that you live on, you know, in our hearts, you know, in our minds, through your music.
So, what was it about Aaliyah that made DMX hold on so tightly to her memory? Well, their connection began when they met on the set of Romeo Must Die. Aaliyah was the film's leading lady, and DMX played Silk. But it was during their collaboration on the song Come Back in One Piece, for the movie's soundtrack, that their bond really grew. Even though DMX was already married to his longtime love, Tasha Simmons, that didn't stop him from constantly speaking about Aaliyah with deep admiration. Aaliyah had that rare charm. Every man she met seemed drawn to her calm energy, humility, and kindness. DMX, despite his tough image, was no different. Around her, he became soft-spoken and respectful, calling her an angel on earth. Their chemistry was undeniable, but it also seemed rooted in genuine friendship and mutual admiration. DMX often shared stories about Aaliyah, including the time he rented a Rolls-Royce so he, Aaliyah, and her brother could attend an award show together. To him, she wasn't just a co-star. She represented purity, light, and everything good that fame couldn't touch. And even after her tragic passing, DMX kept her memory alive in his heart and music, honoring her as one of the few people who truly understood him.
How was your relationship with Aaliyah, man?
She was a beautiful person, man.
Yeah,
beautiful
angel,
person,
right? Everybody
down to
tells
earth. Made me feel really comfortable. Like I said, I had that same hesitation,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, when I met up with her and did the movie. You know what I'm saying? That was my next movie. I was like, a little nervous, maybe comfortable, you know what I'm saying? We laughed a little bit, like, okay.
Right.
All right, kept in touch a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when the awards came up, I already had something crazy.
Right.
You know, like, I was getting like a Benz or a Ferrari or something, you know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, I gotta go get the Rolls Royce for this situation.
Right.
We going together?
Got this.
Okay. All right. Gotta pull that Rolls out. Make everybody mad. That was the point. That was perfect. Like, I'm gonna do 3 miles an hour out the parking lot on the street, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody see this situation, because it's like that, Jim.
Up until that point, DMX had only ever gone to award shows with his wife, so the fact that he chose to take Aaliyah instead of Tasha spoke volumes about how deeply he admired her. That move alone made people start whispering. Was there more between them than friendship? Now, DMX himself always denied any romantic involvement, saying that what he shared with Aaliyah was something spiritual and built on respect, not lust. And if you followed Aaliyah, you'd know she was incredibly private when it came to her personal life. She never entertained gossip or fueled rumors. But Tasha Simmons, DMX's wife, wasn't as quiet. She made it clear in interviews in her book that Aaliyah's presence was a sore spot in her marriage, describing how DMX's constant admiration for Aaliyah made her feel second place in his heart.
An angel. You know, she was beautiful on the outside as well as the inside. You know, very talented, but like I said, very, very humble. You know what I'm saying? Just a beautiful, genuine person, man.
If you could get her back to say one last thing to her, what would you have said to her?
I have to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunities, you know, and thank you for the music, you know, and thank you for just being you.
Tashra later revealed that watching DMX and Aaliyah together that day was one of the hardest moments in her marriage. She said the chemistry between them was undeniable. The way they laughed, touched, and communicated without words made it clear they shared something special. Seeing DMX rubbing Aaliyah's arms in such a tender way, right in front of her, felt like a deep betrayal. Tashra admitted that she tried to brush it off at the time, telling herself it was just part of the job, but deep down, she knew it wasn't that simple. That moment planted seeds of doubt that eventually grew into one of the reasons their marriage began to crumble.
I was a wife to him, though. I was everything to him, but I don't know if I really got a chance to have a real husband. Now that I look back, I'm like, damn, I didn't have a husband, though. You know, I had a boy.
Tashra later opened up about the heartbreak in her memoir, revealing that learning about DMX's affair with Aaliyah completely shattered her trust. She said she'd endured DMX's infidelities before, but hearing that it was Aaliyah, someone she believed he only admired platonically, was the ultimate betrayal. Tashra recalled feeling humiliated and blindsided, saying that while fame can make love look glamorous, it often magnifies the pain behind closed doors. What hurt her most wasn't just the cheating, but the emotional connection DMX had with Aaliyah, something deeper than the casual affairs she had learned to overlook. That one broke something in me, she wrote, not because of who she was, but because I truly believed he respected me enough not to cross that line. The revelation became the final straw that led Tashra to end their marriage. She described it as the moment she realized that loving DMX meant losing herself, and filing for divorce was her way of finally choosing peace over pain.
But when he had the money and no one can control it, and then no one's holding him accountable but me, it just got crazy and it was uncontainable.
Now that Tashra is finally speaking her truth about what really went down between Aaliyah and DMX, fans are giving her flowers for how gracefully she handled the situation. Despite the pain and public embarrassment, she never lashed out or disrespected Aaliyah. She kept her composure and focused her energy on holding her family together. People are saying Tashra is the definition of strength because, let's be real, most women would have lost it right there on that music video set. One fan even said, "Tashra is gangster. I'm surprised she didn't shut the whole shoot down." Others pointed out that Aaliyah just had that rare energy. She made people feel seen, special, and connected, even without trying. And clearly DMX was no exception. Their chemistry was undeniable, and sometimes that kind of spark just can't be ignored. So what do y'all think? Did you ever hear about DMX and Aaliyah's connection back in the day? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity deep dives.